Greetings friends, I'm Obsidian. Episode 27 from Dom Studio was released earlier today, and it pains me greatly to have watched this episode. My beloved Chief Clockman, the man who brought me up, was killed by Alpha during this episode, and I am deeply saddened by his loss. Please pay your respect to him in the comments. Let's get to the analysis. The episode begins with an emergency message that says abandon base. As you can tell in the next frame, we are at the clock base. The Alliance are running around and getting ready to leave, with one of the large clockmen putting another half of a clockman on his back and leaving. The grandfather clock can be seen standing at a bookcase, then picking up a clipboard before he leaves. Not long after, the scene is set outside as we see the clock copter outside the clock base, waiting to leave. Chief Clockman is seen standing inside of the base still, watching on as the clock copter prepares to leave. Suddenly, Clockwoman comes into view and sees the clock copter. She points at it for Chief Clockman, but he puts his hand on her shoulder, giving her a particular look. Clockwoman looks out, then at the chief, and then back outside. As she prepares to leave, Chief Clockman grabs her hand to stop her, making her look straight at him, wondering what he is doing. The scene shows the chief deep in thought, and he begins to tick as if he knows what is coming next. Suddenly, a bright explosion hits them, knocking both of them back, with both of them looking up to see who has arrived. Alpha appears from the explosion, with flames all around as she has a spiked ball of energy in her hand. She tells the chief that his actions happen like clockwork, and that it's absolutely expected from the leader of clocks. Alpha mentions that having the ability to look at the future is really scary, and asks how long, perhaps 10 seconds. The scene changes and the chief points to a bookcase for Clockwoman, but she shakes her head no, as if she doesn't want to leave. The chief pushes her to leave through the secret passage, and Clockwoman does as she's told, looking back before leaving through the exit, and the bookcase are closing. Suddenly, we see the alarm clock appear out of his hiding spot and get up, getting the chief's attention. Alarm Clock Man is holding a knife and shaking due to the fear of Alpha being there. Both the chief and the alarm clock look at each other as he continues to shake. He looks back at Alpha as the scene goes back to her, watching as she chuckles in delight. Alpha is all too pleased with herself, knowing she has the upper hand in this scene. She tells the alarm clock, whatever happens, his final destiny is to die anyway, and she is here to make it happen faster. We see outside once more and know that Titan Drillman is on the way from the ground shaking. The scene goes back to inside of the clock base with the chief and the alarm clock both looking on. The alarm clock wants to attack her, but the chief stops him. He begins to bring out his magic, when the alarm clock falls to the side and looks up, pressing his special watch. The chief is about to let his magic out when the alarm clock begins to stab the chief. We can see from here he is being manipulated by Alpha herself, and this scene truly devastated me. My wonderful chief's walking cane can be seen hitting the ground, and then we see the alarm clock begin to attack, the chief numerous times with the Nephi, and then finally stabbing the special watch on his front. The chief is shaking, and he begins to fall to the ground, dying. We see Alpha looking down on the chaos with immense happiness. The scene cuts to both the alarm clock and Chief Clockman looking at each other. But soon, the alarm clock can be seen holding the knife up and stabbing the chief's head off of his body. I truly am sorry to my beloved chief, and may he rest in peace. I truly do hope someone can bring the man who brought me back again, so that I can hold on to him. Alpha can be seen standing looking victorious, watching the clock run from her before she says, "Let's just get this over with." My wonderful Chief Clockman can be seen lying dead on the floor when the scene transitions to outside, and the clock base can be seen shaking, telling us that Titan Drillman has arrived to destroy the base. Everything begins to fall and crumble as Titan Drillman truly makes the clock base non-existent. We soon see Titan Drillman rise up, and the clock copter leaving the area to get out of the way of the devastation left behind. Titan Drillman looks to Alpha, who smiles and walks towards him. He picks her up as she laughs menacingly as she talks once again and says, "I did it, Master. I prepared everything. Now we can begin our clock." So friends, what do you think Alpha means by this? Is she preparing her own clock titan since she killed off the chief? Perhaps she needed his head for this reason alone. Also, Alpha mentions her master, but who could it be? Maybe it could be G-Man. In episode 25, we saw the POV cameraman who went invisible find the G-Man apocalypse files in the hacker's room. Could it be that Alpha and G-Man work together? Write your own theories in the comments. If you haven't already, Please subscribe and hit that like button so that you don't miss future analysis videos from myself. I was Obsidian, and this was my analysis. See you soon.